Hey guys, and welcome to this video on a game called Overfall, which is currently in early access on Steam. I'm going to hop into a new game and I'm going to show you what this is all about. So you pick your two characters. I'm going to stick with two defaults, which is the cleric and the fighter, because I haven't actually unlocked any others yet, but there are a lot of classes. For all these things right now, ignore them. I will explain what they are, but first I'll get into the game itself and show you what it's all about. So without further ado, those are a lot of conditions. Without further ado, let's start our adventure and enter the portal. So this game, I'm comparing it to, well, I say obscure. It reminds me a lot of both Darkest Dungeon and Faster and Light. The game itself and the gameplay mechanics and the style is very similar to Darkest Dungeon, including the combat. But the adventure and what you're going to be doing is very similar to Faster Than Light, and two of these are very good games which I like. So this is the introduction to the game, and I've left a portal and a lot of time's passed and I'm looking for my lost king. So you can choose how you respond. There are basic dialogue options which are depending on which characters you have. I can ask questions, I can ask for more information, or because this is a constant loop that keeps happening, I can just say I know everything and I can ignore this exposition moment. As it is in early access, the developers are asking for feedback and seeing how quests are and shaping them accordingly, but for now I'll skip that. So then, this is the world map, and from here, again there's a lot on screen, I will explain that. From here, I basically want to find out what the hell's going on. So say if I go down to this grassland here, it's a human settlement, so I can go down there and I can sail across the sea. These bars at the top left are your factions, or, well, your relationship with each faction. So the game is very much about choosing which faction you want to ally with, and every time you go to an island you'll get an event like this, and all of these are randomized. So here, what's going on? They have the Hollows, which is one of the factions, have caught a thief, and I need to decide whether or not I'm going to let the Hollow punish the thief, or whether or not he should go to a trial and be subject to human laws. So I can let them punish him, I can punish the thief myself and kill him, I can just not get involved, I can give the thief to the humans, or I could rob the Hollows and set the thief free. So, I'm assuming these three are the Hollows and that is the thief. So if I fight the thief, it's just going to be a 2-on-1 fight. And as this is early in the game right now, I think that's the best option. Or I could just do the right thing, but you know what, I want to show you combat in a controlled environment. So let's punish the thief. I'll say, what if I let the Hollows... no, I'm going to fight him. Let's stick to my guns here. The Hollows are apathetic to your behaviour, they don't approve of your method, but they don't oppose either. So I haven't really impressed anyone by doing this. But oh no, okay, I don't actually get to fight the thief. Did I click an option I think wasn't there? I thought I said kill the thief. Or did I say let him go? I might have made a mistake there, and I'm going to amend that by going to another human settlement. And there I'll get a different event. So I encounter a group of adventurers sailing the high seas. Ask if you have some runes to share, any interesting events I can participate in, heard of any rumours of Discord. I'll see if there's any events I can participate in. And they mentioned about a nearby arena where I can get paid for doing it. Should I go to the arena? Right, I'll say let's go to the arena. And arena craft quest added. So he's now marked the island on my map. And then I can go there to get money if I choose. But I've been to the arena before, and I know it's difficult, so I'm gonna skip that and I'll opt for one of the Arctic islands. So, ooh, an adventure ship. I don't really want to take any fights right now. I more want to get some more resources, or something that will help in fights, because the combat is hard. And one of the reasons I'm comparing this to FTL is because your each playthrough is going to be very short, unless you're doing very well, and it's a roguelite in that sense. I was wondering, pointless name of this village, just like how life was in a village like this, questioning the meaning of life here would sound even more spoiled than it already is. Then just, help me someone, my husband Sir Humphrey Geiger is murdered. Please calm down, ignore her and walk on your way. Alright, let's try and calm her down. Life is such a master to make you look this way, then when you finally decide you won't be the one that will win, then suddenly everything starts to look brighter just to take you down again. Fool me once. He was a very important figure for this island, help me. Who do you think may have done this, madame? My husband was a very famous man, he had many friends and many enemies. Please help me to find this murderer, I will pay well. Okay, this is much more what I was looking for. This is a quest which I can undertake. And I can find out who murdered her husband. So now I can go to a tavern in the village and start investigating. He was a nobleman Let's interrogate the woman to begin with. I'm sure she will know most about him. Don't ever, I'm not liking it here. Whatever plot you're writing here, I am not part of it. I'm not willing to be either. Asking for devil, even before I made my move on her, she was already checking me out with the corner of her eye. You think your arrival here is a bit suspicious? That's because you and your sister organise. Start throwing out accusations already. Oh, so the woman isn't actually the wife, it's just a woman. Okay. Let's keep this calm and just question her. She replies confidently. My arrival has nothing to do with all of this. I'm already a wealthy and revered person. I just want people to leave my sister alone. I don't have anything else to say. Alright, so let's continue the investigation. And let's go for the innkeeper. He'll probably be a source of knowledge. It's the most shocking news for everyone. At least his wife's sister is here to support. Oh, okay, right. So the wife's sister has come as the husband got killed. The innkeeper looks honest, and well, I know their kind. Oh, okay. So you're starting a bit of racial propaganda in here. Do you think they have done this? It wasn't shocking news for everyone but you. So I don't want to accuse him. Let's just see. He told me that the husband ran a trade business here, a small island who's reliant on one man making a living. Quite a spot. Maybe it was someone who's not from this island. He's managed our trade. The whole island is in trouble now. So yeah, you get like your perspective on the instance here, and then you get what's actually being said in the game itself. And ooh, can I accuse? All right, let's accuse him then. The innkeeper looked like an honest man minding his own business, but I know their kind. Okay, yeah. So this is being suspicious of the innkeeper. I don't actually think it's him, but let's see if he has anything useful. I don't know. Okay, he's heard something and he's asking for money, basically. I don't want to accuse him, but let's try and intimidate him to see what he knows. There we go, that worked. And he suggested I talk to the merchant. So merchant is suspicious now, or he might know something. Oh, excuse me, how can I help you? Who do you think may have done this? He replies, maybe his wife. Now his fortune. Okay, so maybe... Maybe the sister and the wife are planning something. Is that a possibility? The innkeeper says you have some... Yeah, let's tell him what I know and say that he knows more than he's letting on. He spoke already? Oh my, okay, please shut your mouth off with this. He isn't dead. I didn't expect that. What kind of a play is going on here? He's just leaving the island for a new life. He's tired of everyone trying... Okay, that was definitely unexpected. He left the island and now these guys are... Ooh, that's the point. Could they be lying? Huh. You know what? Alright, I think the innkeeper and the merchant are in on it. The innkeeper got worried I was going to beat him up, so he was like, no, talk to my friend, he knows something. So he's kind of trying to pass the spotlight onto someone else. And now this guy has a different story, so they haven't collaborated. And that guy is scared, this guy is clever, and he's the one pulling the strings. But I think they're both in on it. And then the woman is probably just nothing to do with it. Alright, let's accuse him. I'm not buying it, you are the murderers. And what happened now? I brought those to justice. I don't know if it was the right call or not. None will ever know. But deep down I knew that we were all criminals. We are all criminals with the fiercest things in our mind. My case is closed. And there we go. I got some fragments, which is like a currency, and... Wait. I want to get that right. Yeah, that is a currency which I can use to upgrade and enhance weapons. And I got some food which I need to live, and if I run out of food, I die. Essentially, because that's your only source of healing, or your main source, rather. And that's like your equivalent of fuel from Fosterman Light. Then runes can be used to resurrect characters and to hire more companions, because you can get more characters on your team. And then dust is like a magical ingredient which I can use to upgrade utility skills, and I can use it to speed up my ship. So there we go. I'm happy with that, but the villagers aren't very happy. So I'm just gonna get out of here. So there we go. I got some food and some fragments. So I'm more up to taking a fight now, and I'm gonna be a bit more aggressive. So let's pop into this island. This guy's asking for food. Ask him his life story, leave him, or give him some food to help him out. You know, I think what goes around comes around, so I'll give him some food and see if karma pays me back at some point, which this game has a habit of doing. There are a lot of events, there are lots of enemies, and is that... Okay, that's a goblin ship. They don't have any qualms with me, guys, so they should be okay, right? and not to be underestimated when in groups. There's 2 of them. You know what, I could pillage. If there's only 2, I think I could take this. And it would be a nice way to get some resources. So I'm going to attack these guys, and here you get to go into the combat. The seamlessness is nice, the fact it just goes straight into combat. But then the combat itself is complex. So if I hover over my character, you can see all his stats. He has like accuracy, he has defense, he has health, he has initiative, which decides when his turn's going to be. He has speed, which affects how far he can move, and he has critical chance. So all of those come together, and obviously he has skills and passive skills like he has a chance to heal himself, he has a chance to heal his allies when he uses a skill, and he restores HP whenever the foe misses. So you get multiple phases. First you get a movement phase, where you can just straight on move, or you can use your movement ability, which are different for each character. So that is like a leap where I can damage enemies, but for now I kind of want to put him on the front line in front of the healer, but I don't want to go too far, so I'm just going to move here. And then I get my utility phase, which is basically you can buff or debuff an enemy. So I could apply vulnerability, I could apply vigor, which is like healing, or I could apply disarm and immobilize, but I'm not within range to do any of these, so I can just skip the utility phase. And then I get my actual, what's it called technically, the attack phase, which is offensive, where I can use any of my damage abilities. Obviously I'm not within range, so I'm just going to have to skip this for now. And I'll place myself behind my cleric healer person, so unfortunately the enemy does get the first attack. He will move, he'll use his utility, which gave him vigor, and he will attack me, and then that guy is going to be attacking from a distance. But now my cleric gets a turn. So I can use Faithful Pull, which is why I placed him in front. So I can pull him, I can apply protection, and I can restore his HP. And then like, something I like a lot about this game is these abilities don't have mana or anything. You can use them as much as you want. Obviously they do have a cooldown, but the cooldowns are very low for each skill. So it's not so much about using skills when you can, it's about choosing which skill you want to use and what skill is right for the situation. So here I will do this so that he's a bit more protected and he heals. Protection halves his incoming damage. And then I can cast my utility skill, which will hopefully debuff a goblin or heal my ally. So I can give my ally regeneration, I can remove some debuffs from the ally, or I can remove buffs from a foe, or I can apply fear. And that has a range of 1, so yeah, I need to be right next to an enemy to do that. So I will probably just, I'll put some healing on my friend here. And Aegis, if I'm correct, is evasion. Yeah. Okay, so I've given him some nice buffs. He should be nice on the front line now. And then she gets her attack ability. Which one has the most range? That one is one I can cast from a distance, which does 4 damage and a 75% chance of confusion. So, and all these, he needs to be right next to an enemy, and I think that one is an AoE that heals allies and does damage to enemies. But for now I can just cast Retribution on him. You do get, you get like indicators of your range when you click on an ability, so you don't have to just work it out by the numbers, which is nice. So then I can do some damage to him and hopefully confuse him, which means he can't use his utility phase. And when did he get poisoned? I completely missed that apparently. I don't want to move, so I'm going to skip that. And then this is where I can start dishing out some damage. So I could disarm him, but he's confused, so that... Oh no, disarm means he can't do utility or attack, so that might like completely disable him. Or I could remove the buff. Yeah, you know what, I'm going to remove the buff and apply vulnerability to this person. Wait, am I facing the wrong way? Do I need to be facing... Oh no, it's just... Yeah, this is just around him. So if I click on him, it will do an AoE around him. And then I can do my offensive skill. So I can... Is he below half health? Because then I want to do execute. No, he's not, so I can do either cleave, or I can do chop. Generally it's best to do chop, inflict bleeding, then do cleave, which will give him mortal wounds, and then execute when he's low on health. So there's like a nice order of abilities there. So I've obviously detailed all the skills now. Combat isn't usually this slow paced, but just because I was explaining every single phase, it took a lot longer. That doesn't... Okay, these goblins are pretty powerful, more powerful than I thought. And I've got a lot of debuffs. So I want to move the healer away. In fact, do I? No, I want to leave the healer here, because then I can cast Holy Nova. And I want to remove these debuffs from my warrior friend, because he's got a lot of debuffs right now. And I can cast Holy Nova, which will heal and it will damage him. And then with the warrior, I just want to... I'm going to try and... Oh no, I'll probably need to stay here, to be honest. And then I can just... I can do my shit. So yeah, I'll buff myself so that I'm more protected for this fight, and then I can just execute this guy, which will do a lot of damage. So, hopefully now that I've shown you the combat system, and how complex it is with all these debuffs and skills, and how technical it is, hopefully you can see why I'm comparing this to Darkest Dungeon. And it is a good comparison. Honestly, it is really intricate in a really good level. Can I screen? Or am I not? No, okay, that's right around her, isn't it? So I'll just cast healing on the warrior. It's generally good to cast all your heals in battle. I'm not even within range to do that, so I'll just need to do retribution again. It's generally a good idea to do all your heals in battle. The jump radius is huge, so I can get in front and protect the cleric here. I will finish what I'm saying, honestly. It's generally a good idea to heal in battle, because otherwise... Oh gosh, he has enrage. Because otherwise when you get out of battle you have to use food to heal, so it's nice to be on full health. Characters do have permadeath. If they die in a battle, you've lost them for good across your entire playthrough. And it is difficult. Like, you could just get into one tricky battle and then lose because of that one battle. And I like that. I like how challenging it is. And it's very intricate, it is very technical, and at the end of the day, I think that's good. I think more games should be like this. Instead of making the difficulty and progression in like lasting long and then getting better and then just being able to kill everything, I think it's better where every fight could suddenly turn around. So I got some fragments. Because of this battle, the characters got like traits, so that one got, Justine got Opportunist, which means she does damage against enemies with no debuffs, and Goliath's got Unyielding, which applies protection and cripple to himself when his HP drops below 30%. So they get lots of passive skills as well, and your characters will grow as characters. And then obviously my reputation went down with goblins because I attacked a goblin boat. But there we go, that is just the, I didn't want to go too in depth because I would be here forever. But, ooh, this contains a bazaar actually. I will quickly go to a bazaar just to show you what kind of upgrades you can be expecting. If I see about upgrading my equipment, and you can see like with the fragments I can get all of these. A lot of them are like passive buffs which will just generally make you more powerful and tailor to a specific playstyle. And I can like roll for an offer, which is this character's one of the things he can do. And gosh, there is so much to it, I completely forgot. So let's see if I can reveal an offer. And your weapons have a 25% chance to apply Torment. I now haven't got funds to buy anything else, so I might as well buy that. So now my weapon has a chance to apply Torment. And you can get different upgrades for different characters. I probably shouldn't have gone into that, because obviously I want to go into it more in depth, but I can't. But yeah, this is Overfall. It's a really good game. It's the sort of game you will have to put a lot of time into to learn all the ins and outs. And then there's like the faction system. There is a story, obviously, and there are like fail conditions other than just dying. But it's a game with a lot to it. There is a lot of content, and it's fun, and it's not an expensive game. I think it's at $6.99 on Steam right now, and it's still in early access. So obviously there's going to be more content coming out as the game goes on, and they're changing things as it is, they're polishing it more. But yeah, I am gonna die in this arena just to not instill any false hope. But this is my video on Overfall. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know what you think of the game. Let me know if maybe it's a bit too overwhelming for yourself, or if it's the sort of game you love, if you think more games should be like this. Because I'm aware that it is an opinion, and I'm aware different people are going to think different things. But I think the combat system it's really unique, and I think it's the sort of thing I could really sink my teeth into. But yeah, until next time, this is me, Evans with Z11. Please rating if you enjoyed the video, and let me know if you'd like to see more videos like this one. This is me out. Peace.